Behind the Brush. My name's Jamie Stang, and I'm interviewing this guy, Mark Probst from Probst Auto Body today.
See my skills behind the brush.
Let's check it out. So, this guy is used to doing all kinds of fun, creative stuff at his business and painting cars and just everything. You do everything. You do it all.
We've tried it. We'll try anything once, I say. Almost anything once.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Yeah.
don't get me started. I'm going to go ahead and
Is this
put
mine?
on. Yep.
Okay, cool.
What do you think
That was
about
good.
that?
I didn't do my
you
hair
like
today,
This
anyway.
coming? Whoa. That looks nice on you, Mark. Nice job. So we're painting trees today, and so Mark is going to go along with me. We're going to ask some questions, so we're just getting to know this guy on a whole nother level, and so we're going to have some fun with it. So, Mark, you got to
Yes.
start with your whatever brush you want. Okay? Whatever brush you want.
Is this
you
the brush
You can
that
maybe,
you-
yeah,
Okay.
you can do it with a pencil. You can maybe even finger paint. I don't know what you prefer, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with a little cobalt blue here.
You're starting with blue. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pursue my my sky first, the background first. You probably should know this, right? You wouldn't put your flames on your car first and then try to paint the background around it. Would you?
You could.
You could.
You can.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm
you're
scared.
So I don't.
I think that
I'm
you've
not
been
really
doing-
like. Normally I'm a copycat, but you're. I don't
You
know.
might
I think
have
I'm
to-
gonna go something different.
Okay. The first question: how did Probst Auto Body happen? How was it born? Where did it come from? Did you go to school for it?
I did. So when I was in high school, my brother started working on cars. He was, he's a mechanic, and I kind of started hanging out with him and learned stuff, really quick, like language. When you drop tools and you're missing tools, stuff don't go
Yeah.
right. You learn a whole new language when you work on cars. But so I hung out with him and started tinkering with cars in high school, and I was like, yeah, this is my thing. This is what I want to do. So I was like, so that's kind of got me on the path.
Sure.
And then, so I just started tinkering with stuff, and then, after high school, I actually got a job at Effingham Truck Sales, which is now Rush Truck Center here in Effingham. Started detailing semis, but then I went to Olney College for actual auto body school.
Very cool.
Is how that kind of happened, I guess you'd say.
That's awesome. So, what is the craziest thing that's ever happened to you?
Craziest thing.
Like, what comes to your mind? What is the craziest thing, or like the craziest thing you've ever done?
I can't say that on. No, just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Yeah,
Craziest
yeah.
thing I ever done.
What do you wear to bed? This is getting worse.
Yeah. But
I'll call your wife.
declined to answer that one
Okay,
too.
okay.
I don't know. You caught me off guard on that one. I mean, I do a lot of
the whole point of
stuff
it,
like
Mark.
my.
The whole point of this damn show, Mark. Get it together.
I think of my hobbies, but it's not really crazy. I like trying different stuff.
Well, what's the craziest thing you've tried?
Painting with you is now just
Today.
Today is like I'm wearing a wig. I'm painting. It is what it is, right?
I love it. And he didn't say no. You got to try new things. You tried a triathlon.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy.
Then triathlons, and now I'm painting tree. Well, we'll see what it is when I'm done. How about that? Right? We're not
for
even
sure.
going to go there right now.
For sure.
Talking in front of a crowd is like the biggest fear there is, right?
Right.
And the biggest fear out there is talking in front of a crowd. And I'm like, I'll never do that. I hated that. I mean, it makes me nervous. And I can several stories of how I did my
Right.
first talks in front of people, and definitely have to get some liquid courage to do that. And I'd laugh because I look back and I think last year I gave over 10 public speeches to people,
yes.
and I was just like, what? Where did this come from? How did this come about? So you never know where you're going or where you're headed, and I say just roll with it, but don't be afraid to take the risk.
Right.
Like painting this tree is definitely a risk for
Sometimes
me.
painting a tree can be pretty hard
yeah.
there. You're married, you have kiddos,
Mm-hmm.
you
Correct.
have a business, you do various hobbies, always trying something new like this, right? You got to. So, how do you juggle all of that? Is there a book you read?
No,
Can I read it? What is it?
No, I do not have a secret formula. It's always been an ongoing experience. For years, it was like, my wife will tell you, bless her, she says I'm her second wife, you know. My first wife is my Probst auto body, you know.
Yeah.
For a long time, I was so dedicated, and there's hours and hours of that. And then I've since, you know, I've taken more time off now than I used to, and I'm really like enjoying like taking time and spending time with the kiddos and doing that stuff. So it is a big practice on how we do it.
You're gonna love this. This is good. This is really good. You're gonna want to buy this. There'll be an art store right next to my place soon, and Probst Auto Body is just on its own.
I love it.
What if I paint cars or like repair them, and you teach a class here?
Oh, I would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be so easy.
Yeah,
This,
it would
I
just be
don't
so
know.
easy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like, what's the craziest thing you've done? Remember?
Well, listen. I don't know if I can talk about that either. Mom, are you watching?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's.
The craziest thing I've ever done has probably, I think, you know, I've done a lot of crazy, stupid things, but the craziest, smartest thing I've ever done was come back to my hometown. I never thought that I would, and I really missed home. I lived in Panama City Beach, and I was always vacationing back home.
Oh, yeah, weird.
And it kind of gets, you know, it gets turned around, and then I said, I'm putting everything into this whole entire idea of art. I love art so much. I love children so much. I love adults. When I came home, I realized there wasn't a lot to do for families and, you know, just the normal things that were when I moved away. So that was my goal, but to be all in, nothing else at all. So I went all in. What's something that you would give of some encouragement, maybe to people that want to own their own company,
Gotcha.
or something that just comes to the top of your head that you might even remind your own kids or yourself, like, you know, anything.
Yeah, totally.
What's the Mark's encouragement?
Yeah,
for
the
the
wise
day?
words of wisdom, and I try not to be cliche with anything I say because you hear all kinds of stuff. I read a lot of books,
Right.
but it's like you know, I go back to the. Don't be afraid to try it. What's the worst thing that you do? You look stupid. Really? I mean, this
Right.
is... Yeah. So...
We're trying it. We're trying new things.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. But you gotta, you know, to take a little bit of a risk, you don't know what the reward will be. I mean, I'll tell you, I laugh at you tell stories, right? And is it all worth it? And people I always like, people look at you now like, oh, you're doing great. You're doing so good and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, those people don't remember the first couple of years. And my wife loves telling this story, me not so much, but so she's full term, 9 months pregnant. I've been in business a year and a half, right? And she wakes up that morning and she had been having contractions through the night. So it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it was. And she's like, I'm having contraction. And I'm like, oh, you okay? And she's like, yeah. I was like, how far apart are they? You know, I'm on like a concerned husband, right? Listen, be careful, listen to this. So she's like, oh, they're like, and I don't remember what it was, 20 minutes apart or something. And I'm like, oh, that's good. And then I was like, I hesitated. Like, I'm worried about her. I'm like, do I have time to run to the shop before we go to the hospital?
Exactly. Yeah.
A true story.
This is it.
This is real. She'll verify it. So, and I literally, she's like, and bless her. Why she said yes, I don't know. We are still married, but she's like, yeah. She's like, she said, yeah, you have, yeah, go ahead. She's like, I'm fine, you know. And I literally, a year and a half in business, scared to death, wasn't making any money. And I go to the shop because I had one part-time employee and I had to leave him I want to make sure he had a list for the day because I don't want to pay him not to work, right? It's like, we're not making any money here. So I go to work, I look and see what to do. I make a list out, what customers are coming in, what he needs to be doing today. I lock the doors and I go, we leave, go home and pick her up and go to the hospital. And we have our son born a little bit after, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm going to turn mine over.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Let's
We
see
both
what
are
we
doing
got.
this or?
Okay. Yep.
Her mine look, I won't even worry about mine. You know, it looks, Jamie, I'm sorry, I might be doing your studio from now on because I think
that I'm actually going to start working at your place and you can work here.
So you want to see this? So
yeah.
But see, Jamie's famous for painting upside down, and I'd like, it makes so much more sense. Let's look at that, Jamie.
Boom.
Look at that.
I hate him enough. Well, guys, this is what we got. Thanks for just tuning in with us, hanging out, and we'll be back with another episode from Behind the Brush. Mark Probst, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great day, guys.